Welcome back, everyone, to the All Sports Network. So we'll be talking about Game 4 between the Nuggets and Blazers. Um, the Blazers, they won by 20. Congrats to them. Porter played like trash. Gordon played like trash. Basically, from what I saw, it's like the Nuggets could just not hit shots. They're just gonna hit shots. And they just weren't falling today. The Blazers, on the other hand, Norman Powell had a pretty good game. Honestly, uh, he's probably had a few good games on the Blazers, but this is like my first time, seeing him have a good game on the Blazers. So yeah, no, good for him though. Yeah, Dame can't really let this happen again. I think Dame had 10, 12, 8 points, somewhere around there. He didn't have that many points. He can't let that happen again. We've seen this before from Dame, where he'll like underperform and stuff. He can't let that happen again, because honestly, I don't really see everyone else stepping up, like they did today, basically. And the other team just outright playing so bad. It just can't happen, because I don't see the Blazers winning again like this, you know. So yeah, McCollum though he had a pretty solid game, but yeah, yeah, it's not even the Blazers defense or anything. It was just, like their shots weren't falling. I still have the Nuggets winning. Um, whether originally I said like 5-6. Now it's probably looking more like 6-7. If the Blazers win, though, holy crap, But if the Blazers want to win, I feel like Lillard will really need to elevate his game, And it's something I've really only seen once from Dame. That was that was the OKC series, and I mean you can. I'm sure. He's elevated his game before in playoffs, but that's the one time I've seen him do it throughout a whole series, not just a game or two. But yeah, no, it was nice seeing Nurkic. He played pretty well though. Carmelo, he was solid off the bench. um, you know, so yeah. But yeah, no, Nuggets, they just need to step it up, though. And I'm sure we'll see that, because this Nuggets team, honestly, is they're pretty good. Even with Jamal Murray being out, though, they got this, they got, like, Monte Morris and Shaquille and Campazzo. They got this, like, three-guard thing going on, though. And it's actually, from what I've seen, it's actually not been that bad. Like, Shaquille Harrison, he's really more of the, like, defending, I guess kind of like really just more of a defender, role. And Monte, he can do a little bit of everything here and there on offense. And Campazzo is honestly probably one of the funnest players to watch. You know, I know he gets memed on a lot and all that, but he's honestly a pretty solid player. 30-year-old rookie too, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, he's pretty solid though. Today, throughout this whole series, so he hasn't really been shooting all that well though. But his passing, honestly, has been pretty good though. That's something Jokic might need to improve on, because Jokic in this series, yeah, no, he honestly his playmaking really hasn't been all that though. And earlier it was really due to like how much scoring he was doing, just because the Blazers can't really d up on him like that. But nights like tonight though, it's like you gotta create easier baskets though. And there were quite a bit of good shots though that they just didn't hit though. But you know um, for future reference. And yeah, Austin Rivers, he didn't explode tonight. Which is it's fine though. I see the hate he gets for it and stuff, and in my opinion, I feel like it's kind of pointless to hate on someone like Austin Rivers, because it's just like we should really just be congratulating him for the one, pretty amazing game he had, because he's not a superstar, nor is he a star. Basically, he's a role player at the end of the day. So, um, expectations aren't really. I don't know if NBA Twitter just expects Austin Rivers to play like that at the end of every game. But he's a role player at the end of the day. He's not a LeBron or anything. But yeah. I know there are some diehard Blazer fans out there that think they're gonna win the series, and I frankly just don't see it. I can imagine the Nuggets right in the second round. I can. They got the MVP. They got some really nice, defensive players, and MPJ really looks like he's all that though. I mean, not lately, but most of the time he does. I can't imagine the Blazers in the second round. I just if Dame's dropping 10 points, on a team that really doesn't have one they really doesn't have their point guard, the two to shut him down and stuff is. I mean, Shaquille's a good defender, but he's not. He's no Drew, and yeah, just, honestly, against I don't care who though. I would just see the Blazers getting swept honestly in the second round though, because this team probably shouldn't be a playoff team because it's with Lillard and McCollum, it's kind of like they'll get you to the playoffs, because even the good players they get, Covington, Powell, they just don't play. They don't play to the level they should be playing at. And it's happening a little bit in Portland though, and so, yeah, I feel like they can, and we've seen in years past there was, the Blazers, just they never really had a roster that's meant to go deep in the playoffs, and whether that be because of the salary cap, restrictions and all that though, since you have two, since your two guards of the supermax and all that though, but it's just it's just kind of sad to see honestly, because everyone loves Dame. He's one of those players that doesn't get hated. For a long time he was recognized as the most underrated player in the league and all that though, and they just have players that you can't really hate on, except for like Covington. but yeah, and with this, if they lose this year in the first round, which I think they will, yeah, I feel like we should expect Portland to start talking, and maybe making moves and stuff, because maybe not this year, but soon, 1 to 2 years basically, because Portland at the end of the day they're a franchise, and I feel like everyone knows that with this Lillard and McCollum duo that they'll never get to a championship game. So whether Portland says screw it, just cash out right now and get 12 first round picks for McCollum and Lillard, whether something like that happens, or whatever though, I just don't really see this team really staying together really past 2 years honestly, and I could be totally wrong. Maybe they do get a third star, but I just don't see it happening, because I don't know how many stars really want to go play in Portland. Not that there's anything against Portland, but it's just there's players, they want to play in big markets and stuff. Stars do, I mean, and I feel like the Blazer fans should be grateful. I mean, the franchise, I mean, that they have a guy like Lillard, honestly, that wants to stick around. But we've said before, where the player wants to stick around, but the franchise just, needs to do what's good for business. If Minnesota moved on from Kevin Garnett against his will, I wouldn't be surprised if the Blazers move on from Lillard against his will. Because, I mean, you can't tell me there's not one team out there that would give you at least 4 first round picks for Lillard, and maybe even the same, honestly, for McCollum, you know. But yeah, and so yeah, lots of things to look forward to. You know, every year there's always, well, not like it's not exactly every year, but you know, it's very often now in the NBA to the point where we're spoiled that a star just wants out. You know, and we get excited to see where he goes, and you know, every time it's always someone new, and so if that's gonna be Lillard, I'm gonna call him. I don't know, but you know, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that would happen. Anyway, thanks for watching though, and I'll catch you guys next time.